Deep behind enemy lines in F.E.M.A Region 9 in Las Vegas, Nevada, here is your host, Matt Maldonado, on Madness4life News. Welcome everybody. This is Matt Maldonado, your host of Madness4life News, and I'm here to talk about the announcement yesterday that Rand Paul has announced his endorsement of Mitt Romney. Yeah, of course, because we have to literally endorse somebody that is for war, for gun control, for open borders, for carbon taxes, for basically everything that Obama is for, he's for. And to think that he's changed, that doesn't mean anything. He doesn't change. He lies all the time. He flip-flops all the time just so he can be elected, just like Obama did. Now, I don't really know why Rand Paul really did this, because he was literally against the wars in Iran, even though then he went, well, you know what, we can actually do sanctions in Iran. Okay, but what is the real purpose of going into Iran to attack them or put sanctions on them? Well, you know, they have nuclear energy. Energy, that's what this is about. Energy. It's not a bomb. Why? They have the uranium? Well, uranium can also be converted into nuclear energy, not a nuclear bomb. It could, but yet they have no... there's no indication that they're going to be building a bomb or having the capabilities or even making one. And then you start hearing the fact that Russia is going to be probably stepping in, or China, because they're their biggest allies. But anyway, that's beside the point. That's a later date. But this one is about Rand Paul endorsing Mitt Romney. Now, excuse me. Why would you want to endorse somebody that's literally against your own values? Why? Because it's the winning team. We have to always be like, yeah, I'm on the winning team, like the football game or the soccer game or a baseball game or a basketball game. It's the same trend over and over and over and over again. And I'm telling you, I'm done supporting Rand Paul for anything. You know, if he actually wants to stop the foreign aid, then let's stop foreign aid. Yes, he's trying to stop it with Pakistan, but with a doctor that knew where Osama bin Laden was buried. He knew where he was buried. He was the one that was working on him, because the CIA picked him up and he said, okay, yes, and they probably tortured him to death, but he's still alive. He said, yes, he's buried there. It's like, all right, let's prop him up and put him in the ocean. Why put him in the ocean? I don't know, to show them that we got him. Let's show him a fake picture of him, even though he's old decayed, even though it's not really the real picture. We just show a picture of him from years ago pointing his finger to him just lying there dead, even though it's a different picture of someone dead, and him mixed together of him pointing his finger in the air. That makes no sense whatsoever. That's again a different story. But still, okay, fine. That doctor shouldn't be arrested in Pakistan for that, but yet he was forced to know where Osama bin Laden was. But it's also still an act of war for the United States to go into Pakistan to get bin Laden. But they probably did get permission to Pakistan. I didn't really get that whole story. But anyway, that whole thing was all declassified, the fact that it was all fake and a fraud. But hey, you make your own decisions. Anyway, now back to Willard Romney, the man that was at Bilderberg. There was eyewitnesses stating that he was, just like Bill Gates. He was there as well. They're going to prop him up as the new president. He probably will be president, and going to continue the globalist agenda with Agenda 21, and it's probably going to be even more fascist, even more communist, even more socialist, even more Marxist than the previous president. It's just this continuous theme over and over again. But there is a way around this. We can still elect new leaders in Congress. We can still elect new leaders in the Senate. We can actually still be victorious against this global elite that wants to control us. We have a lot of there's people in Nevada that are trying to get elected to go against Agenda 21 and try to get rid of the fluoride in the water and stuff like that. So there's still hope for states to get out of this kind of global agenda to kind of steer our country back the way it used to be. But I digress. Anyway. Now, why don't I go into also the letter that Ron Paul talked to his supporters about him basically he's bringing 500 delegates to the convention, but yet he's not going to win, and we're going to try to force the Republican Party to listen to our message. Well, yes, we should force them to listen to our message and fight as much as possible to make sure that Ron Paul gets the nomination. Hopefully he will in August, and peacefully fight. I mean, not fight like with guns or not, just fight peacefully as much as you can to get the Ron Paul message across to the Mitt Romney sheeple. But it's really strange that you're going to say that you're not going to win when there's people fighting for you still. Just don't say you're not going to win when there is an indication you can win. But, you know, I don't know. Everybody's always confused about his letters stating that he, first of all, everybody thinks he dropped out of the campaign, but yet he didn't. He just stopped campaigning in the last few states in order to do the delegates, which they should have talked about, said that before. But yeah, he did that, but yet he didn't. It was just really confusing and strange. But anyway, this whole thing with Rand is really driving me insane. I don't know why he did that. It's going to kill him politically. It's going to kill him politically. I don't get why he had to do that at all. I don't see the purpose. But he's probably going to try to get his father's message across with Romney, when necessarily Mitt Romney, yes, he's Ron Paul's friend, he's not necessarily going to listen. He has more special interests involved. That's he's going to listen to them, not Rand, not Ron. No, he's going to do his own agenda. It's going to continue on, you know. He's working for Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, and Bain Capital, even though he's the founder of Bain Capital, and he's financing also Obama. Bain Capital financing both, which is really strange. But, hey, everybody wants to not see that, but that's all right. If you don't believe me, just look it up. It's not that hard. And already I've heard that Ron Paul supporters are actually going after Rand Paul because of this announcement saying he wants to endorse Mitt Romney, when he knows Mitt Romney is not going to shut down the Federal Reserve. He's not going to actually talk about, he's not going to do anything that's going to help the United States. It's going to be worse. The economy is going to be it's going to start imploding even more. I've heard like in 4 or 5 months, it's going to implode even worse, and it's going to be total austerity. It's almost going to turn into a civil war, but we can still turn this around by doing podcasts like this, by doing more and more by sending out videos, doing documentaries, doing as much as you can to wake people up, to try to steer the country back to its roots, to liberty and freedom. Now, with that said, I am probably going to go to this article right here, if I can find it. Hold on one second. Sorry, folks, I could not find that article, but I think I found a video about Ron Paul supporters getting arrested at the Louisiana delegate convention. Which, heck, we don't need anybody talking during the convention or trying to take over the convention ever, because, heck, our country's going down the deep hole, and we got to arrest every single supporter for freedom and liberty. We gotta get rid of them all, because now it's stated that the guy with the John Deere hat and the farmers and anybody else for liberty and freedom, and Ron Paul supporters and libertarians and gun owners and every conservative is a potential terrorist. You don't believe me? Look that up in the Homeland Security reports. It's just ridiculous. I really think the reason why Rand Paul is doing this, it's his last-ditch effort to try to tell the elites to not do anything rational to his father, because they said it, that they wanted to kill Rand Paul. They wanted to do it. They said, well, I want to put his supporters in a plane with a terrorist and blow them up. They said that when they were going to the Marriott, when the protesters were protesting them as they're going in, and then they're getting really angry and frustrated because they were holding up Ron Paul signs and really screaming at them, and they didn't like that at all. It was so deafening. I heard that the bullhorns were so deafening that they shook the entire hotel's glass. The glass that was very near where they were trying to do their conferences. But I'm rambling right now. But what I would like to know from all of you, what do you think? Do you think this is going to destroy Rand Paul's political career? Will it help him? Will it really do anything for his political career? Let me know in the comments or anything like that. I don't know. I really do hope that Ron Paul does win the convention. I really do. I really hope he does win in the RNC, and it's just going to be a landslide victory for Ron Paul. But I can dream. But anyway, I'm rambling right now, so I'm going to end this in about a little bit because I have nothing else more to say. I'm going to do more of these, basically about, this one's about going to be probably 15 minutes. Next podcast is going to be about 30. And then the next one is going to progress into like 30, then an hour, then hour 30 minutes. So stay tuned, and the vodcast is still coming soon, the video podcast of my news show, where I'm going to get into like different news subjects, basically a subject at a time, because I can't do them all at once. So please stay tuned, and I shall return actually tomorrow. I'll talk about something else tomorrow. So thank you, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.